Hey drivers, it's Brent from Happy Garage. We are at the Lakeland VW Classic for 2024 in a sea of VWs. We are going to see this show together. I have spent the entire time in the swap meet as usual, and I've walked out into the middle of the cars now in the show area, and I'm swamped. It's just, there's too much. So I don't know what's here. We're going to see all that together, like I said, and we'll discover it together here. I'm confident that whatever your favorite model is or whatever it is that you want to see, it's definitely here. This show, like so many of the shows we're blessed with here in Florida, just keeps growing every year. It expands into multiple days, as this one has, and just keeps getting more and more fun. Best part of all is that the people keep being cool to each other. Everybody's just so friendly at these shows around here, and I appreciate that for sure. So we may get a chance to talk to a few of them. We'll definitely take a look at the cars, and you can see the one that I put on the thumbnail here behind me. That is a barn door. It is ancient and it is awesome. We're going to see several more. Let me get you turned around and we'll start looking at some cars, and then we might pop into the swap meet as we always do. It's been busy this morning for sure. It's pretty big and lots of cool deals over there. So let's make quick work of it. Let me get you turned around. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Good to see you all. All right, so we got some later Beetles here. Looks like a 68-ish kind of event, maybe a 67 here. And then later than that, 70s Beetles down here. Not a bad way to start. I'm going to point something out. This carb, yep, it looks a whole lot like a carb I just bought. So if they did the same thing I did, which I'd put big money on it, this is a Chinese carb bought off of Amazon, something that I would not expect to work well and very begrudgingly purchased, to be perfectly honest. But I have to say it worked. It runs really well. Now, I'll keep my perspective on it and say it's not going to run really well forever. But it does. I gotta say, it's running well. I got 26 miles a gallon. It behaves really well off of idle. So we'll see how long it lasts. Looks like they're using both vacuum hoses, so that would indicate a dual vacuum advanced distributor, which is really style points for that. So that'll help with the advance and a retard function via vacuum on the two ports that you see those vacuum hoses here on the carb. So there you go. We nerded out right off. How about that? We'll take a look at the front of this car. Ooh, no, this is much later than I was saying. They got earlier taillights, I assume. But the front turn signal lights give it away. This is a 70s model for sure. Nice and visible. Oh, it's an auto stick. Nice. Proud owner over there. Thank you. What year? 1970. Oh, it's a 70. All right. I was thinking mid-70s. I'm way off. Thank you. Yeah. We're in the right hobby for it, though, aren't we? He said we're all a little bit off. All right. Seeing more metal sculpture these days. Here's a cool one. See if you can name all of the parts that we're looking at. So we'll start on the bottom here. We got pistons, some connecting rods, some lifters welded in there, of course a crankshaft. Looks like it may need a regrind. And then oil pump gear. Got the timing gear and the third bearing up there, and of course an early oil bath air filter. Okay, that might have been kind of easy. Cool looking bug. Just to give you an idea of the scope here, let me get you up high. We're kind of on one end of the show, and it goes clear to the end of the parking lot. I doubt you can see the end of it, but full of VWs here. We're going to run through kind of quick. Let's take a look at some oddballs here. A Brasilia, I think this is. We started seeing these recently. This one is gorgeous. Take a look at the badge back here. There we are. Look at that, dual oil bath air filters. We have the 2-wire alternator, a Bosch coil. Beautiful. That's clean. Super clean. I'd say in the running for one of the awards. For Type 3, maybe? A Scorpion kit car. Also in great shape. Looks like air conditioning. If that's not an oil cooler. We might take a peek inside, see if we can see some vents. Oh, and some mean dogs here. We better watch out. These guys will get us. Sweet dogs. Oh, he's gonna get me. All right, I'm gonna run away. I think I do see some vents in there. Tinted windows, so it's probably hard to see, but and not a 1600. So yeah, maybe that was a radiator for water. But that scoots. Early Beetle. Beautifully done. If you like the cars that are a little rough around the edges, they're here too. But we have just seen some some gorgeous examples of faithful refurbishments, rebuilds, restorations. Let's see some custom stuff too. I just finally got on board with one of these. My distributor isn't this old, so there's a hose that goes to a metal piece that comes up, does a little whoop-de-doo before it goes to the vacuum advance port, the ported vacuum. And the idea is that if any fuel gets in that line, it doesn't make it over the top. And so that saves your diaphragm. So I finally got one of those little metal lines on my boat. Okay. There's a flat black Beetle. Looks like a driver. That speaks to me. Thanks everybody for joining us. See a good crowd assembling. This was an unannounced live stream. Driving out here the other day, I thought, you know, I'm just gonna enjoy this one. And the more I thought about it, the more selfish that felt. I ran into a number of people that are like, go ahead and do it, do the live stream. I'm like, okay, enough said. Give the folks what they want. So I'm happy to run around, be the dork with the camera, and make bad guesses about what we're. Wouldn't be a VW show to me if I didn't get a chance to do that, right? Have a ragtop here. We saw this one at the VW Getaway a few weeks ago. It was decorated this much for Valentine's Day. And now look at it, all decked out for Easter. That's the better half of the team behind this bug. And then the mechanically inclined half likes it like the factory had it. Look at this. Everything by the book. Did all the research, got all the right parts, all the right hoses. And that's a specimen right there. We'd like to see that too. I'm going to pop into the chat for a second. I don't know if there's been any chats, but I'm going to tell it that I want to see live chats. Hey there, I see, yeah, Zim's World. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, I'll try and keep up with the chat. I love interacting with y'all. If you have a question or something you want to see, I didn't see that, and I cannot believe I didn't bust my rear end on it. But well, hopefully we keep having that kind of luck. Here's a squareback. 71. Hey there, Tim. Good to see you, man. You got 40-degree weather. I'll tell you, you're gonna think I'm weird. I'm a little jealous. It's kind of hot down here already. Like spring is over, except for the pollen, and the summer heat has found us. I'm sure you're ready for warmer temps, and it'll be beautiful when you get it. But yeah, I could go for some 40s right about now. Another beautiful late Beetle. Hey, look at this. They shaved the turn signals. Did they? Did they shave the turn signals? You tell me. Or did it come stock like this? Down on the front bumper. This is new to me. I haven't seen this before. Slick looking Beetle. There you are. Here's a lived-in bus next to a beautiful single cab we've seen for a number of years now. The salmon-colored single cab. My buddy Rob Stapleton and I talked to the owner of this single cab a few years ago. You can see that on video, I think, over on Rob's channel. We did kind of a friendly competition to pick our favorites, and I think this might have been one of Rob's favorites. Tim says we had 70 and tornado warnings. Okay, you can have the tornado warnings. I don't want that. Sorry you had to go through that. 70, not so bad. We're seeing 80s now. We're seeing mid 80s at this point, and then it's going to cool off over the next couple of days. So first couple of days of the work week, I'll get a reprieve. So I hope everybody's okay with the tornado warnings and they didn't actually materialize. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Here's another square back with a little work, little personal touches done on it. Lowered, really lowered, negative camber style lowered. And maybe a motorcycle in this person's life. We just had Bike Week the other week. Didn't go this year. But Bike Week's a lot of fun. It's just over on the east coast of Florida in Daytona, of course. I've driven the Bug to Bike Week before. I actually took Dweezil out to the coast this past week, which was the first long run I've taken the car on since I put the engine in it before Bug Jam last year. And it behaved really well. I was going out to watch a Starlink launch, and they scrubbed it. So I didn't get to see that one. A couple more attempts and they did it. Kind of rare for Starlink to scrub a launch. They've gotten pretty good at what they're doing. If you follow the news on all of this stuff, here's a Type 34. You know that they just launched their Starship. How you guys doing? Hello, hello. That was out in Texas, so that's not a Florida thing. But of course, I'd love to go see that. I think Dweezil would get me there. Man, we're seeing some nice cars. Nice engine bays. Got that, maybe you caught it there, with the little duals and a belt crank style linkage. That's a big belt crank. Cool. Not exactly on brand, but we got an Oldsmobile, a 1940, sitting on the trailer for $8,500. It could be yours. And a bunch of tools. So look at this. We got swaps all the way out here in the show area. I wished I had the kind of coin for it that they wanted, but there was a an original factory service valve spring tool at Bug Jam. I think they wanted close to $300 for the thing, which probably was not crazy. It just built like a tank. I like taking a look at the tools too. I'm going to do a little detour here. I'm going to try and avoid copyright issues, avoiding some music over there. There's still plenty to see. Check this out. Oh, go ahead. Got some Bob Marley airbrush. I don't know if this is the split window it says it is. I don't want to offend anybody. It's pretty convincing though. Y'all tell me if there's any tells. It says it's a 52. I'll go with their word there. Don't see many 52s. I heard, I have not seen it yet. Yeah, we'll give them credit for a 52 split. Oh, I have not seen it. It was a 51 bus, barn door, somewhere on the premises. So we may get to see that. That's an oldie but a goodie. Pretty Ghias. I think we saw this bug maybe at the getaway as well. Remember the pretty color. There you go. It does require a bit of that. Maybe this will come through in the camera and get you real close to the paint. Look at that multicolor glitter or flake. That's pretty cool. It says this is also a 52. Holy moly. Two 52s right next to each other. Are you kidding? How you doing? One of these cars yours? Nice. All beautiful vehicles. This gentleman owns this buggy here. A little bit of chrome, a little bit of shiny. Give you a look at the dash here. Plenty of gauges in there. I'm a sucker for a shiny black Beetle. This one's also in the 50s. It says 59, so we're looking for a big back window. Little tail lights. Big engine in this one. Living dangerous with those screens on it. Okay, I'm gonna hike just a little bit. Let everybody breathe after all of that. Fun beach beetle back here. I'm gonna show you my buddy Alan's Baja. This is a working man's Baja. It's the real deal. Sorry for swinging it around like that. You gotta check this thing out. He keeps his gear tight and right. Has a really cool camper setup. Beautiful square body pickup. Goes really well with this Baja. Looks like a bed liner coating on it. Some comfy seats. Fun Baja. Always sounds really good too. Has a merged header to a Stinger. Yeah, check this out. This would make a cool little coffee food truck kind of thing. I think this was actually for sale. I've seen them cruising around a bit at the show all weekend. Look at all the pegboard in there. This thing's ready. Nice. Might use some wider mirrors. There you go. So 14.5. The Beetle box, it says, a 65. It drove here 1.5 hours. One thing about putting a box on these is how do you deal with the engine access? Looks like they have a little trap door here and a trap door in the back. I missed that before. And then about cooling. Do we do anything interesting with cooling, Tim? Let me try and sneak y'all in here. I'm seeing this for the first time too. I don't know if I'm doing a good job, but looks like it's pretty much open here, kind of like a Baja would be. So you do what you can. Okay, take a look at a 67 here. Also for sale, $16K. Here's the lightning bug. Our friends Just Buggin' had something to do with this. I don't know if they still own it or if it's gone to the owner or what the situation is, but a really cool bug. We got to see this first, in my recollection, at the January show at Henry's Depot. But cool detail. Ride the Lightning may or may not be a reference to the Metallica album from the mid-'80s. Let me know if there's any Metallica fans. I haven't been to shows in a long time, but I did go to a bunch of Metallica shows way back when. still like patina. Gives a little flavor. Okay, another look around us. We've been seeing a lot of Beetles, some Type 3s, but there are a bunch of Type 2s here as well. A bunch of late bays and one early bay in the mix here. Give you a quick look at that. Look at the shine on this clear coat. Locked in the patina with the clear coat, and boy, it's glossy. 76 and a 73. That works, man. Here's a splitty. We started off with a splitty. We'll continue with a 62. Pretty 62. A little bit lowered. How you doing? Pretty best. It's like a homemade reproduction style camper interior. They did a good job. Cup holders. We saw a bus here one year that had been driven from Canada, and they had a long ways to go still. They were just doing a lap where they could across the continent and stop for the Lakeland show as they came through. It was pretty neat. Surf-themed bug. These are getting popular. These roof racks way back here over the rear window. Would be a little bit easier to get to, so that's cool. Okay, I'm swinging around again here. I think we're going to go to our right, just so you can see everything is full to our left as well. Bunch of Beetles down there. Let's start off with these Ghias. I believe the one we're about to look at belongs to my buddy Jay for just a few more days. It will be going on to a new owner this week. I had the pleasure of riding in this car last August. A few of us went out. We went out for steak. It was an expensive night these days, but it just ran so smooth. It looks incredible. It was a nice ride. An early Ghias. Here's it looks like a 71. I like the 68s through 70s. That's the Gene shifter in there. That's the years of Ghias that I could see myself messing with. The parts aren't made out of unobtainium yet. And still has some of the classic old style. Cool, thanks for hanging in there with us. Yeah, send me some chats if you got questions or anything you need to tell me. Love interacting with y'all. A few more Beetles here. You know what I'm going to do is cheat a little bit and cut through. We need to see some things. I see several back here. One cool thing about the things is the different air cleaner design. I love that. Looks more like a semi-truck oil bath. Still has the little gooseneck thingy with kind of a torpedo shape. Sometimes they opt to do away with that and go with one of the aftermarket paper filters. Ignition provided by Cola. Somewhere in there is a really bad joke about Nikola Tesla, but I'll let you fill in the blanks. Sorry, that was terrible. 74, giveaway is the scoops. 73 did not have those. Yeah, a few things here. 4 things. One of those neat fender-based scooters. Never seen one with white walls like that. Thing 4, another 74. And then there's yet a 5th one and a 6th one up here on our right and on our left. Neat looking soft top. Look at that, the treatments on the doors and everything. That's pretty cool looking. Another 74. There's a rough around the edges bug. 65. A bumper that's been bumped. And still a lot of fun. Great. Okay, we have a couple of custom beetles up here. I saw one in addition to the one in front of us that looked really mean. We're going to give these folks some space, but take a look at that. Looks fast. Sneak in and take a look at the engine. Vroom, vroom. See a lot of spark plugs over here on this side. Pop out windows. Nice sleek interior. There's a panel over on the far left. It says for racing use only. Okay, all right. Nice dash on this Ghia. Looks like a wartime vehicle.
I know, I saw that.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, with the thing on the side, the gun.
Yeah, you know what they call it?
No.
I don't know either. I call it neat.
Yeah. I like it with the guns on the side.
Oh yeah, that'll get them out of your way. I think it shoots splinters, but yeah.
Wow.
It's a 2x6.
I guess you drive and you shoot at the same time?
Yeah. A whole new level of road rage, right?
That's for real.
It's the what?
That's the Karens out there.
That's for the Karens, he says. Yeah, this is a live stream on Haptic Garage. Are you the owner?
Yes.
Hey, you want to be on it?
I can do that.
Yeah, sure. I'm Brent.
I'm Frank.
Frank, nice to meet you, Frank. Yeah, tell us about your car.
I bought that about two and a half years ago. It was just a stock Bugatti kit car, fiberglass, and it was aqua green, ugly color. They had white boat seats in it. I took that out. It's a whole slew of parts, regular Volkswagen engine and chassis, 62 swing axles, 1200cc. I kept looking at different designs on it. I was like, holy moly, I said, this thing looks like a dang, like a bomber would be. Or a bomb. So
Yeah?
I took the design, I thought of the sharp mouth, and then I said, wait a minute, I put 2 flags in the back. I spent 23 years in the Marine Corps.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
I designed that after, his name was Captain Dyke, I forget the first name. I knew when he was enlisted in the early 90s when I was in the Marine Corps, and he died in Iraq, I think. Maybe 2010, I'm not sure. I started with him in the 90s. But then after I got that, I took the seat out of a Jeep. So it's got a Jeep seat, and it's camouflage, Marine Corps Marpat camouflage. And I'm still doing things to it. I have white walls I got to put back on.
Nice.
That's my toy.
That's awesome. It's a great story,
Yeah,
too. It's a
thanks.
nice tribute to your friend. And
Yeah. All my Marines buddies like it. If they don't, they can go heck in a handbasket. You know, I could give a crap, you know, but actually I do give a crap about anybody. But them for sure I do, but still, we got to harass veterans especially. But I think it's a neat idea.
yeah.
My next build will be steam pump.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's going to be like the fiberglass one that's over here.
All right.
And so
Well, keep doing what you're doing.
If somebody wants to buy it, they can look up Frank Pulver, Pulver, on Facebook, and they can shoot me not a low offer, but shoot me a decent offer, and I might see if I can do it because I have one more thing to do to the dashboard, getting all toggle switches put in there, and it'll look like a bomber. But sir,
Cool.
thank you very much, and I'm glad that you're out here doing this.
Yeah,
And what website are you off again?
Haptic Garage.
Happening Garage.
Haptic, H-A-P-T-I-C, Haptic Garage.
Haptic Garage.
If I'd been on top of it, I would have brought some stickers with me, but I wasn't.
Let me write
Maybe
this
I
down.
could swing
I've
back
got
by.
Bad,
Yeah, sure.
memory.
So while he's writing that down, is Haptic Garage. This is a 62 Bugatti kit with a 1200cc, lots of custom touches. Has a really cool paint job on it and theme behind it.
It's 1962 chassis and engine.
Yeah.
1200cc. Got a swing axle. It's also a 1925 Bugatti kit car, Type 35.
Nice.
And they came out with a few types, different years, A, B, C, and D. I'm not sure which one this is. I just know what it is by looking at the louvers on the side. But and you said H-A-B-I-T?
H-A-P
Oh,
T-I-C.
H-A-P-T-I-C?
H-A-P-T-I-C Garage.
Okay. Thank you, sir, and you have
Thank
a
you.
great day. Okay?
You as well. Yeah, love the car. Thanks for chatting with us.
Yep.
Great people here at these shows. Excuse me, sorry. This is a Myers Manx, the Silver Flake. I don't know how a roof rack ends up looking mean, but that one looks mean. Got the moon caps. A couple of cool vehicles here. Look at that, the shark paint job on the Bugatti back there. Nice stuff. Very cool. All right, so y'all tell me, you want to go over and take a look at the swap meet right quick? We've seen a bunch of cars. There's a bunch more, so we can do more of that. But might take the opportunity to scoot past the live band playing here. Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, man?
And take a look at some swap meet parts. This will be neat. Here's the main entrance. We cruised in about 9 o'clock Friday night and got set up. Been hanging out the whole time. Oh, you know, they give away a car at this show, and I haven't signed up for it yet. I've been playing around in the swap meets, but I'll give you a look at the car. So this year it's a rail, a swing axle rail. Yeah, do your thing. Needs an engine, but I think it does come with an engine sitting right here.
Hey, Brad, how you doing, man?
Hey, all right, that was my buddy Sean. Did you want to tell us about the rail?
Oh, sure.
Okay, Sean helps out. He owns Doug's Automotive, and he helps out with the show. Had a big hand in getting this rail put together. So good to see you, Sean.
Hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you again.
Good to see you,
Yeah,
too.
so basically, it's all donated parts. You know, everybody, both from California, from West Coast Core, gave us the motor. Eddie supplied us with a bare the chassis, the rail
We'll
itself.
get that in the background here.
And then basically, Fisher Buggies gave us all the front suspension components. And you know, we've basically been going around to all the vendors and just begging them for little things that we know we need here and there. And everybody was really, you know, everybody was very giving, and they helped us a lot. I mean, it still needs a lot, but it is 100%. What you see is donated by everybody. I put all the labor in, me and Adrian at our shop to put it together, and you know what I mean? And the cool thing is, if somebody doesn't have the ability to haul it away today because it's not street legal, I'll put it back in my trailer and I'll take it back to the shop, and they can get with me and make arrangements to collect it whenever, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know, it's all about the love. You know, we love the VWs, you know what I mean?
Indeed we do.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Yeah, I have to confess that every time I come to this show, they've been doing it like this for a long time.
Yeah, 18 years.
Yeah.
I've been a part of it for about 10 years.
I come up with a plan in the back of my mind for what I'm going to do if I win the car.
Right. Well, yeah,
I've never won it.
I got the transportation back to the shop covered, you know. So
Yeah, they're going to help with that too.
exactly,
Very nice.
exactly. Yeah, man. So it was good seeing you, bro.
Good to see you too. Thanks for chatting with
Yeah,
us a
I'll
little
probably
bit.
see you, no doubt.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing what you do with the show.
Thanks, man. You too. Have a good one.
Pretty cool feature for a show, absolutely. All right, we're gonna keep on moving here. Over to our swap meet. This is a large vendor out of California. We're a little close to the music, I think, so I'm gonna have to scoot. They got all kinds of turnkey engines and new parts and some old parts. Up here is my buddy Terry from Sundance. Always really cool to deal with. I always like looking through his swap. We bought a bunch of carbs from him at Bug Jam one year. Gave me a screaming deal on them. We'll weave through here a little bit. So yeah, look up Sundance VW for all your VW needs. I think they do work on them, and they obviously have a ton of parts. They have some dual carbs back here and manifolds. Y'all are good. Thank you. Some center mount manifolds over there. I have enough of these, but I'm always a sucker for cool degree pulleys. Not a bad place to finish out your swap meet build. Even have some sumps here. Oh, now we're legit. I got greasy hands. One thing I've been looking for a lot and not finding are single port end castings. It's an aftermarket item. They're kind of pricey brand new. But one time I've been lucky to find a used set. There's our buddy Terry there doing some business. Actually, that was at this show. It was a different vendor, but I found a used set of those single port end castings. And they're on the car now. I love them. I'm kind of intrigued by the single port heads right now. I don't know about y'all, but big RPMs scare me. I rarely go above about 3,500 or so. And I know I could go further than that. But if those are my driving habits, kind of makes sense to build for it. I actually found a cam. I was talking to my buddy Gary about this yesterday. Found a cam, an FK40 or something, that tops out at 4,500. That seems enticing for a larger build, like over 2 liters. I'm seeing an empty spot where there was once an exhaust. I made one of those deals where if it's still here at the end, I'll give you this. And it looks like Terry got what he wanted for it, which I'm happy for him. That's good. But it was a big Mondo Scat exhaust. So I'm glad he found a better home for that exhaust. And I won't bother him with it, but those are the kind of good people that you can deal with. I appreciate him being open to the deal, and I'm glad he got what he wanted for it. This gentleman here, he's tied up in conversation, but he was really helpful to me yesterday. I brought a couple of Type 4 short blocks, and he helped me identify them and value them a little bit. We did something a little different this time. My buddy Lance has a swap space over here. I'll show you. And he agreed to try and sell some of my parts for me, which is really neat. Here's some of the fenders that we've offered up. And also the short blocks. We're offering up these tires here, 15-inch tires. I don't know of any practical way yet that we could do this through a live stream, but just so you can see some of the activities going on at a show and wrap myself up in some of them. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, man. And so these things are pretty far gone. One of the cases might be okay. This one over here, this is supposed to be I think a 1700. And this one is believed to be for one of the earlier Vanagons. So yeah, we dipped our toe in the water of moving some of these parts we've collected the other direction. Probably still going to take a lot of that back home with me, plus some things. But Lance has a nice spread here. You can check them out for the rest of the day at the Lakeland VW show. And his friend is swapping right next to him, so a lot of good stuff here. You know that engine that's in Dweezil right now, this is where it came from. It came from swap meets like this. There's not a lot of money tied up in that engine, and it's treating me really well. Sometimes the stuff that's the best for your engine, if you're not looking for high performance, is the cheapest, like oil bath air filters. You can't beat the flow. They're big, they're ugly, you have to maintain them, but it's a very effective design for air filtration, which is of course really important. That's kind of been my game. How you doing? This gentleman gave me a great deal on some core engines back at Bug Jam. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. You want some more?
Yeah, we might swing by.
I have a thing for you.
You mind being on a live stream? Great. Yeah, remind me your first name again?
David?
David. Great to be reacquainted, David. So we're on Haptic Garage live stream. You said you have another core engine, huh?
I have a thing core engine at home.
What distinguishes a thing engine?
Well, it has a larger heat risers on the intake manifold. It has some guards on the bottom of it to protect it against stumps or rocks if you're out riding. And it's the only ones that were made with an AM engine code.
Nice.
Just a little bit different.
Yeah. Did not know any of that. That's pretty cool. Very good. Are you doing okay in the swap meet today?
Doing good. Done very, very good. It's been a good meet, and we got the other orange thing in the show down there. We're going to run that one.
We may have seen it
in a great race again this year.
Oh wow, that sounds fun.
Kentucky to Gardner, Maine. 9 days, 2,300 miles. It'll be a lot of fun.
You know, I would have a good time.
Awesome. Always have a good time. We ran St. Augustine to Colorado Springs last year, and it was fantastic.
That is cool.
120 some old cars, and they all run 1 minute apart from the start of the day. And they time me 5 to 7 times a day. And the idea is to have as close to perfect time as you can.
Huh.
The guy that was closest last year was off 42 seconds. He won over $50,000.
Woo!
We were off 7 minutes and 14 seconds, and we didn't win anything. But we did win the rookie class trophy rally the day before. So
Good for you.
We're going back for more.
Sounds competitive, so I think that's probably a pretty big deal.
It is competitive. It is very much competitive.
What's the name of the race again?
Great Race.
The Great Race.
Great Race.
Sounds like something for the bucket list to me.
GreatRace.com. You know, it's been on my bucket list for a long time. I boated for years. Somebody bought the boat 3 years ago, and so we decided to look at a land thing for the summer. We got the RV. We like to travel and look at different places. And the Great Race was just the next step.
That's awesome.
It is.
About how many miles they do a day?
It varies between 230 to 290.
Oh, okay. We're gonna take a look at a.
This is our.
Oh, there you go. All right. Now we can see the logo for it. Yeah, this would be a great support vehicle too. That is great.
It's an absolute blast.
What a fun thing.
Last year was the 40th year that they ran. They do it somewhere every summer.
Great crowds. Those old car people. We know how to treat each other.
That's right. And you come in every night. You come into the town where the finish line for the day is. The cars go on display. Come out and look at them and check them out. The drivers and navigator and support crew go around the corner somewhere to a restaurant, a courthouse, whatever is available, and they serve us all dinner. And sit around the cars.
That's cool. Thanks for telling me about it. I had no idea.
All right. Very good.
Thank you so much. Great chatting with you again. Oh, we're gonna have a flyer.
Where
Okay.
do you spend summer?
I'm usually here.
Usually here.
Yeah.
When do you have to take a little trip?
That'd be cool.
Owensboro, Kentucky is the start.
Oh, look at this. All right.
That is the big. That's the
See
big.
if we can get a good look at this.
Cars
So,
are all
they're
there
gonna be
for
kinda
2 or
hard to
3
see.
days. Getting ready.
The 2024 Great Race. So here it is. Okay, we're gonna put it on the list.
All right.
June. That's a good time to go north of I-10, if you ask me. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one. Another thing, a little controversy on running flaps in Florida, but I'm a believer, and you can find those at shows too. Some good use stock size AA cylinder set. I guess these are the pistons. I don't know. Not sure what the story is there. We got plenty to work with. Here's one that perplexes me, folks, is the blower housings. Here's one for $50 in great shape. I see them as low as $10 a piece, and you just cannot beat an OEM blower housing. You can spend 2-3 times as much on an aftermarket one, but if you saw the cooling tin videos for Project Vandemic a few years ago, you see that the aftermarket stuff has a lot of problems. So why wouldn't you get one that's a little banged up, fix it up, and have a better blower housing for your car? That's, of course, if you don't have a lot of aesthetic desire. And those aren't pretty. They don't look as cool as chrome, but they're very effective. Okay, off my soapbox. All right, so we got some more vendor spaces up here. I did pick up a couple of cases. I see one sitting on the table there. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Going all right. Good to see you.
$40, 25, 100.
Have a merged header. Some of them are merged, and some of them are just kind of stuck together, but those are good. Here's a look at the next aisle of the swap meet. Look at that. Vendors all the way down, and there's still some behind me too. I'll swing it around a little bit. We're gonna go over one more. Hey, how you doing? This gentleman here has a, let me see, the door's not open, but he has the hoops that I have never seen the likes of for a double cab in that trailer. Really neat thing. All right, we're gonna sneak through here. Original tail lights, if you can get them where they're not cracked. They're better quality than most anything you're going to find in the aftermarket. There's my buddy John and my buddy Robbie, the proprietor of the VW Getaway. You want to chat on a live stream?
I do not at the moment.
Not at the moment. All right. I'll do it for you. Fair enough.
There you go.
I cleared the room. I'm sorry. Thank you, John. John gave no worries. John gave me a great deal on an AH case, I think. It's already been bored out. It's already been bored out to 80 over, so it's kind of done by most standards. My risk at the price he gave it to me at is that it's runnable as is. We'll see. If not, it's something that I'll practice on, trying to learn how to sleeve lifter bores or something in the future. So nice to have some on the brink, try to save them cases laying around too. Talk to the gentleman behind me in the peach shirt. Mr. Gary has a long racing past, and he was showing me some pretty cool stuff on engine mods. That's another benefit of hanging out in the swaps, is the sum total of knowledge among these people here. Just sharing their wares and getting into shop talk conversations with anybody that wants to participate. You can learn a lot of stuff. It's all good-natured people. That's one of the things that I like so much about the swap meets. I like stuff, I like digging through rusty stuff. I like the people too. Hey, let's walk down this way. We might say hi to a couple more friends here.
And sometimes you see cool dudes with cool dogs.
That's right, we do. I wouldn't know anybody like that.
No,
But...
I would though.
Good to see you, man.
Good seeing you.
Hello. So if y'all saw the video from about a year ago, we pulled an engine at the swap meet at VW Getaway, the first inaugural. And the seller was this gentleman up here on the right, my buddy John. And that is the engine that became the Wheezy project. It's been on the back burner, I have to admit, but it is not a dead project. Case is in really horrible shape. But I had a price to match, and it was fun to play with. So looks like John has stepped away for a moment, but this is his swap space here. Back again for more swapping. I'm going to avoid a little bit of volume here and slide behind a couple of these swap spaces. Oh boy, I'm trapped. I'm trapped. I'm trapped. Even more swappers over here. These folks showed up this morning, so it's not all first day stuff. can take a peek at what they're doing. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us today. Hope you're enjoying our look at the Lakeland VW Classic for 2024. Howdy, Greg. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. We got some fenders over here, some transaxles. There you go. Look at that. An OEM blower housing. I guess what you really look for is the doghouse in the back, and then make sure, of course, you get the Hoover bit from somewhere. They're reproducing it now. Not a bad way to go. You want your engine to run cool. Have some swing axles, 3, maybe 4. Nope, 3 swing axles and 1 IRS. Well, I don't think this gentleman necessarily wants to be on camera, but this guy over here with the big hat on in the distance, great guy. His name's Enrique. He goes by VW Wizard. I know a lot of you know who he is. He is the mastermind behind the Volkswagen that happens in February down in Miami. Been to that show a couple of times, had a great time. Always great to see Enrique. Him and his wife doing some swapping here as well. This is the former site of VW Jawbreakers Campground. They had to head out a little bit earlier today, but I was quite happy to hang out with them over the weekend. Gary and I got into some good conversations as always. Gary, if you're watching, thanks again for hanging out. It was good to spend some time with you. And then finally, here's the Mosey home. This has been our home for the last couple of nights. We're camped out right across from the show. We started our stream right over there somewhere, so we're kind of a lakefront site back here on this access road, and we've been having a great time. So one more time, folks, thanks so much for joining us for this live stream. I hope you enjoyed getting to see a little bit of the show, some of the cars, some of the people, some of the swaps. Always happy to share that with you. Get out in your garage, get a little bit done, and we will see you in the next one.